Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a witch. What do you see? A crooked old woman hunched over a bubbling cauldron in some forgotten corner of a dark forest. Perhaps matted gray hair, blackened teeth, a face twisted by age and malice. She lives alone, of course, at the edge of the village where the shadows grow long and children are warned never to wander. That's the comfortable image, isn't it? That's what centuries of fairy tales have trained us to imagine. Evil wears an obvious face. Monsters live in the shadows. And we good, ordinary people, can spot them from a mile away. But here's what history teaches us, again and again, in lessons written in blood and fire. The real witches of history never lived in forests. They lived in mansions. They wore silk against their skin and velvet on their shoulders. They attended church every Sunday, sang the hymns, gave generously to the poor. They were wives, mothers, and the true devils. They didn't have horns or cloven hooves. They wore the robes of authority. They signed documents with steady hands and slept peacefully in warm beds. And they killed, not for souls, not for Satan, but for something far more ordinary.
Quilt. Petty tyranny.
Gold, power, the ancient, intoxicating pleasure of absolute control. Welcome to Fulda, Germany. The year is 1603, and you're about to descend with me into one of the darkest chapters in all of human history, a place where your wealth wasn't your protection, but your death sentence. Before this nightmare ends, 250 innocent souls will feed a hunger that could never, ever be satisfied. This is the story of Merga Bien, a woman whose only crime was being prosperous in a land ruled by greed. And this is the story of what we become when we allow fear to rule. To understand what's coming, we need to step backward first, into a world that seems impossibly distant from our own. And yet, listen carefully, frighteningly familiar. The Holy Roman Empire at the dawn of the 17th century was not a unified nation. Imagine instead a patchwork quilt stitched together from 100 different territories, each with its own prince, its own laws,